Hey, what's happening, guys? Well, I just want to tell you that I just saw the 6-minute prologue to Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. I haven't talked much about this movie, but just let me warn you that I am extremely excited about this movie. You have no idea how I am about this movie. Batman Begins and The Dark Knight are, to me, one of my favorite movies of all time. It's up there. They're up there with Avatar. Avatar is my favorite movie, but I think they're right on the same line. Okay, I don't put them underneath or not. I think I like him as good as that movie. They're the most epic movies ever made. Nolan, he's an incredible director. I've complete confidence on this guy, and what he has done with the two movies, it's been spectacular. Joel Schumacher ridiculized the series with the stupidity of those two movies. Tim Burton was great. The first Batman movie is epic, beyond epic. The second one was not as great. But Nolan is just he's what I dreamed of. I remember even talking to friends back in my God, way back before this movie, the Batman Begins, came out, and I told my friends, listen, man, we need something very serious now after those stupid two movies of Joel Schumacher. I wish they used Hans Zimmer, and I did all these predictions, man, and all this came true. When I heard Hans Zimmer was composing the soundtrack to the Batman Begins, I knew this was a serious take. I mean, Hans Zimmer does not do stupid, he doesn't sign up with stupid movies and stuff like that. All his movies are pretty much the best. I mean, I own every single thing about Hans Zimmer, and I've watched Nolan's work when I knew Nolan was directing, and I knew this guy's a very serious director, man. And this is where we're going. I was excited, and look at the result. Perfection. So we're going to the third movie now. And The Dark Knight Rises is the title of the movie, and I remember, I don't know if you guys remember, I did a video predicting, maybe it's like, oh, I wish Nolan would use Bane, and imagine a Bane in his style. You guys can go back, track down all my videos all the way when I did that prediction, and it came true, guys. Bane is the next villain. Bane is an incredible character. He's a very intelligent and physical guy. I mean, he is pretty much at the same level as Batman. You guys know about Batman is trained to fight hand-to-hand combat and defeat the odds, right? He's a man. He doesn't have powers or nothing. He's just a trained person to defeat evil. Very intelligent, so he uses that. It becomes one incredible person, right? So Bane is pretty much right there now. So it's, the Joker was a twisted, psychotic entity of chaos, but he didn't have the athleticism. He didn't have the power, the physical. Batman always just pretty much, as soon as he got close to him, Batman just pretty much slapped him and boom, done. Joker's down. But this guy is going to give Batman a run for his money. So the prologue, I saw the prologue. Okay, I saw bootleg. Okay, guys, I'll put the link up here if you guys want to see it. I just couldn't wait for the IMAX one. I didn't care. As soon as this was available to me, I needed to see that. I need to feed on this. Okay, so we start the prologue with Commissioner Gordon talking about Harvey Dent, how what a wonderful man Harvey Dent was, and I believe in Harvey Dent. Harvey Dent died at the end of The Dark Knight, and he left off as the hero. Batman is the criminal now. He's the villain, and everybody's chasing him, and the only one that knows the truth is Commissioner Gordon, right? So incredible climactic end in that movie. So it's setting up for what's coming. So I knew right away there that was the Nightfall, man. Nightfall, and then when you put Nightfall, relate Nightfall to the Batman series, that means Bane is coming. So I knew this is where this was going. So the prologue starts with Commissioner Gordon talking about, I believe in Harvey Dent. He was a great hero and all that. And it switches off to this field, like this hay field. And now you have Hans Zimmer's soundtrack playing in the background very softly. And this is the Nolan Batman movie. All right? And then we approach this private aircraft by this Land Rover, and in the Land Rover there's a bunch of looks like a CIA tactical guys, CIA operatives, dressed up in khaki, hats and vests, and then they got these couple guys, and there's one guy in the middle of this Jeep with a mask on. All right, so they approach, and the guy's like, "Oh, prisoner transfer. You know, these are the guys that we're looking for. We're gonna extract some information out of these guys." And he's like, "And who is the man on the mask?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Bane." He's like, "Oh, Bane. Wow." He's like, very known, villain or criminal, right? So yeah, put him in. So now they get, and there's a doctor in there too. I don't know, a doctor something, and I don't know where that's going, but I'll tell you in a little bit. So he gets on the plane because Bane is he was portrayed as in a couple takes of Bane I saw. He was like a Cuban mercenary, so he had an accent. Sorry, and he was augmented, and he was treated for a super soldier project in an island in Cuba. I don't know what it is. So there's a doctor involved and all that. So maybe that's where they're going with this. So they get on the plane. Now the plane is in midair, and they're talking to all these guys about like, okay, we need to extract information about this something, and we need to you need to cooperate with it. If not, you're gonna get shot in the head. So they bring the first guy right up to the door of the plane. The plane has dropped out to low altitude, so they could open the hatch, of course, so there's no decompression. So they bring the guy, and they're asking him, "Where is this? Da da da." And then the guy's like, doesn't want to comply. Boom, and they shoot, but they don't shoot. They don't shoot him. They just kind of scare him, right? So they grab the other guy. Who's next? So they're going through all these guys. Eventually, they're going to the one guy talking to him, and he's like, "Oh, you hear all this incredible, freaking muffled masked voice." I couldn't understand what he said because the bootleg was just, I was in shock, man. Eventually I like to see it in HD and really listen to what Bane said in that scene. But he's like, "Oh, for a man," or something like that, "you do blah blah blah." And then they all turn to Bane, man, and the guy's got this black mask on thing, right, so you can't see his face. So he's like, "Oh, what do you think? You got some information for us?" And anyways, he's like, why do you got a mask on?" So it's like, if I take the mask off, like, well, what's gonna happen, right? So they take the mask off, and you can see Bane looking through the mask and talking, man. It's a very freaky feeling, man. So they take the mask off, and then there's Bane with his, that big thing he wears, a mask. And he's like, "If I take this mask, would you die?" or something like that. It's like, that's what I got out of that. It was hard to understand. But anyways, he's like, "Well, I can tell you right now that I will be escaping this plane real soon," and pretty much it, right? And the guy's like, all the guys just laugh, like, "Wow, what makes you say that, right?" And all of a sudden, you hear this buzzing sound, and this AC-130 comes above. All right, so the private jet's a prop plane. It's not a jet plane, so it's a prop plane. So there's an AC-130 with 4 props just hovering on top of this. And all of a sudden, the guy's like, "What the hell's going on?" He's like, the guy's, "So how do you intend to escape this?" Right? He's like, I will escape this plane, and there will be no survivors, man. There will be no survivors on this plane. And that's when these guys just jump out, and these tactical guys, like Halo jumpers, jump out in harnesses, and they attach to the side of the plane. And they, like, as soon as he says that there'll be no survivors, man, the guys just start, and then they shoot through the windows, man, Uzis and all. So everybody's just dying in there, and Bane just grabbed the one guy, just starts snapping necks and stuff like that. Incredible scene. The music pumping in the background, Hans Zimmer, incredible. So now you get these guys attached these harnesses to the CIA plane, and then the AC-130 pulls the plane apart, like pretty much the wings just break off, and the power of that plane dragging. Now we're dragging the poor little plane there, dangling in midair. It is an incredible scene. I mean, it doesn't even look CGI. I didn't see no CGI look in there. It looked like actual movies. This is the magic tool of Nolan. He barely uses CGI. It's all like real stunts, man. So it looked incredible, and in IMAX, that's gonna look fantastic, man. So now you got this plane dangling from the AC-130. These two guys come down, the plane's attached. They put these two C4 chargers, small charges. They blow the back of the tail off. So now they get access to it. These two guys go in, attach Bane, and there's the doctors in there too. It was really hard to understand. I can't wait to see this in HD. And you see these tubes, these blood tubes, man. Maybe the doctor's carrying a gene inside, or maybe there's a flask or something. It could be the venom, right? You guys know that Bane pumps himself up with venom in the comics. He pumps himself with the venom, the super soldier venom or whatever, the serum, and he doubles the size and he becomes like a mountain of muscle. All right. So he says something to that one guy, the attached doctor, and then the guy's like, please, don't do this. And he's like, just pretty much, they detach the plane, and then now these two guys are dangling, and the plane's falling. You can hear like, ah, and the plane just crashes, and they're pulling Bane off with this one guy, and then you see the AC-130, just like in The Dark Knight when when Batman gets pulled off by the Skyhook, just kind of like that, same thing, same style. It actually looked like the same plane, the same AC-130, kind of like a whitish. Then you hear boom, boom, boom. The Batman, Hans Zimmer Batman soundtrack, just like, man, pumping, man. You see scenes of Batman. You see the tumblers. You see the Batwing. Of course, everybody knows the Batwing is in this. It's like a big, huge armored-looking insect bat thing flying through the city, and it's cool because you don't see the cranes. Of course, the thing is attaching cranes to move it around the city, but you don't see it. You see this hovering thing flying around the city, and all these compartments opening up quickly. It looks incredible, man. And then, like, you see Anne Hathaway, of course, she's Catwoman. You see her real quickly. Bane, just glimpses real quick. And then you see Bane at the end holding this detonator like this, man. Just tough, man. Tough. And like, it detonates this thing, all these explosions. The camouflage tumblers, you see him too, like, just throwing, like, gas grenades around, man. Bane is going to take over the city. And at the very end, you see him holding the mask, the Batman, a piece of the mask of the Batman cowl in his hand. He just, like, in this pouring rain, just throws it off in the ground, man. Incredible.